What if intelligence doesn't live in one place? What if some minds don't even have a center? Some animals think with their arms. Some plan with brains smaller than dust. Some carry memories across decades. Some change their bodies in real time. And none of them are human. Today, we're meeting 5 animals that prove intelligence didn't evolve once. It evolved many times, in many shapes, in many places. Let's start with the strangest mind on Earth. An octopus is already strange before it even starts thinking. It has 3 hearts. 2 send blood to the gills. 1 sends blood to the rest of its body. But when it swims, that main heart stops beating. Swimming literally stresses its body. That's why octopuses crawl instead. Their blood is blue, not red. It uses copper to carry oxygen, not iron. This works better in cold, low-oxygen water, but it's less efficient. So evolution gave them extra hearts to compensate. But the real mystery is their nervous system. About half of an octopus's neurons are not in its brains. They live in its arms. Each arm can feel on its own, react on its own, solve movement problems on its own. The brain gives simple directions. The arms figure out the details. It's not one mind commanding 8 limbs. It's more like 8 thinking limbs coordinating with a central hub. Each sucker can taste, not smell, not guess, taste. When an octopus touches something, it's sampling it chemically. Its arms don't explore, they investigate. Octopuses can open jars, solve puzzles, and remember solutions for weeks. Some have escaped aquariums by climbing out of tanks, crawling across floors, stealing fish from nearby exhibits, then returning to their own enclosure. They don't panic. They plan. They also recognize individual humans. Some become friendly with caretakers. Others target specific people with water jets. Yes, octopuses can aim water. They also change color, pattern, texture, and body shape in under a second. Their skin contains millions of tiny pigment cells and muscle-controlled bumps. They don't just blend in, they become coral. They become rock. They become shadow. And here's something almost no one knows. Octopuses can edit their own genetic instructions. Most animals are stuck with the code they're born with. Octopuses can tweak it on the fly. It's like rewiring the script while the movie is still playing. Almost no complex animals do this. Their eyes evolve separately from ours, yet look almost identical. Lens, iris, retina. But unlike humans, octopuses have no blind spot. Their eyes are wired forward. Ours are wired backward. In this one way, their eyes are better designed. This isn't just intelligence. It's an entirely different biological blueprint. A mind without a center. But evolution didn't stop there. It didn't just build strange minds in the ocean. It also learned how to pack intelligence into bodies so small you could lose them on your fingertip. So now, instead of diving deeper, we're shrinking everything, all the way down. A jumping spider's brain is smaller than a poppy seed, smaller than the tip of a pencil. Yet this tiny creature plans hunts, not reacts, plans. Jumping spiders don't rush prey. They stop, they scan, they choose routes. If food is behind a wall, they will take long paths they cannot see all the way through. then arrive exactly where they predicted. That means they build mental traps. They also attach silk safety lines before jumping, like climbers using ropes. They can calculate distances and adjust jump strength mid-air. They have 4 pairs of eyes. 2 provide sharp detail, the others track movement. Together, they create depth perception that rivals much larger animals. Scientists discovered that jumping spiders will study complex scenes before moving. They pause, they decide, then they act. Some experiments show they can remember past failures and change strategy. This isn't instinct. This is flexible problem solving. A brain smaller than sand, running navigation software. If intelligence were about size, this would not exist. But it does. And it tells us something important. Intelligence doesn't depend on how big a brain is. It depends on how that brain connects to the world. Sometimes that connection happens through 8 arms, sometimes through tiny spider eyes, and sometimes it happens through sound, movement, and lifelong bonds. So now we zoom back out, back into the ocean. Dolphins don't just live together. They coordinate. Each dolphin has a unique whistle, like a name. They respond when that sound is played back, even years later. They recognize themselves in mirrors. They teach their young how to hunt. Some dolphins use sea sponges as tools, placing them over their noses to protect against sharp rocks while searching for food. That behavior spreads culturally. Not genetically, culturally. They hunt as teams, creating walls of bubbles to trap fish. They take turns feeding. They assist injured group members. They have long-term friendships. They also sleep with half their brain at a time. One side rests, the other stays awake. They keep swimming. They keep breathing. They never fully shut down. Dolphins also produce signature sounds during play. They surf waves for fun. They toss seaweed back and forth like toys. Their intelligence isn't about objects. It's about relationships. It's about communication. It's about knowing who is who. A mind shaped by connection. But intelligence doesn't only grow in groups. Sometimes it grows in solitude. Sometimes it lives in silence, observation, and timing. Some minds aren't built for teamwork. They're built for strategy. So now we leave the water behind and follow intelligence into the air. Ravens don't look special until you watch them solve problems. They use tools. They pull strings. They stack objects. They understand cause and effect. In lab tests, ravens choose tools now that they will need later. That's future planning. They hide food, then move it if they think someone is watching. They remember which bird saw them. They remember human faces. They hold grudges. They form alliances. Young ravens even recruit partners to help steal food from older birds. They also play, sliding down snowy roofs, dropping sticks mid-flight just to catch them again. They don't rely on strength. They rely on strategy. Ravens show us minds built for timing, for prediction, for staying one step ahead. But not every kind of intelligence is meant to outrun the present. Some minds are built to hold the past. Some intelligence isn't about solving problems. It's about remembering voices, remembering paths, remembering who once stood beside you. So now we move from clever minds to minds that carry history. African elephants don't surprise people by being smart. They surprise people by how deeply they remember. They recognize themselves in mirrors. They know hundreds of individuals. They remember water sources across huge landscapes. They remember people who helped them and people who harmed them. But what truly stops people is this. Elephants return to the bones of dead herd animals. They touch skulls. They gently handle tusks. They stand quietly. Some stay for hours. They revisit these places year after year. They comfort grieving companions. They slow their pace around injured individuals. Mothers mourn calves. Herds reorganize after loss. Elephants also communicate using low-frequency sounds that travel through the ground. Other elephants feel these vibrations through their feet. They literally sense messages in the earth. They pass knowledge between generations. Where to migrate, where to find water, which routes are safe. This isn't problem solving. This is memory across time. It's a mind that carries history. And when you step back and look at all of this together, something starts to emerge. The octopus shows us intelligence without a center. The spider shows us planning in something smaller than dust. The dolphin shows us social minds. The raven shows us strategy. The elephant shows us memory. None of them are trying to become human, because intelligence isn't a ladder. It doesn't climb toward us. It spreads outward, into oceans, into tiny bodies, into wings, into massive herds. Evolution didn't build one kind of mind. It built many. And somewhere beneath the noise of our own world, the living world unseen keeps thinking quietly, just beyond our notice.